What up, what up, what up? So, we're back with another video. Welcome to my thoughts. This is kind of a follow up from the previous video. It's not to where she's not on Kelly Clarkson's, though. She's on another, I guess, podcast or show or whatever she's on. But she's still talking about dating. And it somewhat kind of feels like a follow up from the other video. We're going to jump into this. I'm going to share my thoughts about the video and we're going to go from there. Let's roll.
Never had to bail you out of jail. I never had to save your life. I never had to give you money ever. My dad never had to do that because I always, like you said, kept a job.
Right.
Because I liked money. And I liked being able to pay for my own shit.
Right.
Everybody around me worked.
Right.
My mom, my dad, my aunts, there was no housewives. So when these be talking about what you bringing to the table, or are you gonna go 50-50, motherfucker, your parents went 50-50. They
So when she said this, I was kind of confused. I'm like, so do you look at 50-50 being a bad thing, a good thing? Like, what is it when she was like, your parents went 50-50? Okay, which tells me I guess they were together. So I'm like, I was like, okay, do you not want to do that? Like, and I don't think she further expounded upon that. She just kind of kept it moving. So we'll do the same.
brought the checks home and they paid the fucking bills. Stuff you talking about?
Right.
And let me tell you something else.
So even with that, the dude's about some right. She said they brought the checks home. Now she could have been referring to the men, or I'm guessing she might have been referring to the men as far as they brought the checks home and paid the bills. Okay, cool. I guess that's what she was referring to, but whatever.
My dad didn't raise me to be someone's wife. My dad, not one fucking time, and my dad thought I was beautiful.
What's that? I don't have the sound effects on my videos yet, but that one sound effect, like, that's cap. Come on, Leslie. Now, granted, he probably did think his baby was beautiful. I think most people think their kids are beautiful, even when they're not beautiful. But to each their own, whatever.
Right.
My dad, not one fucking time, said to me, I need you to get married and have kids.
Could it be that your dad had a good idea that may not be as easy for you as it is for other women? Not trying to be that guy, but could it be that he was like, hey, baby girl, you're going to have to get out here and keep some money in your pockets. You're going to have to get out here and work. You're going to have to get out here and grind and get it. So don't you look to depend on no man. You're going to have to get out here and get it out the mud and be an independent woman. But I digress.
Oh, make sure that my dad never said that. Matter of fact, he told me I was talking shit to my first boyfriend. I cursed that motherfucker out. You didn't come and pick me up from work. Are you ignorant?
Right.
What's wrong with you? And my dad was like, woo, wait a minute. You know you can't talk to men like that. I said, I can talk to a mother however I want to. He want to be with me. My dad was like, well, you're going to have a hard time. I'm telling you right now. And I was like, so that's what you want me? You want me to be? He was like, nah, I want.
So she kind of said something that was interesting there. She said that her dad told her that she can't talk to men like that when she was talking to, I guess, her first boyfriend. And she was basically like, she's going to talk to that dude and any man however she want to. And that any dude that gets with her, she can change. But I think that may be further in the video.
I want you to always make your own money, but if you want a man, you know you're not gonna be able to talk to them like that. I said, well, I'll get the one that make me not talk to him like that.
That's what it is. I'll get the one that makes me not talk to him like that. That don't work like that. That's like when some of these women say, I'll be submissive when I get the guy that makes me be submissive. Man, if that's not really part of your character, you gonna play the character until you don't play the character, if that makes any sense. It's like a dude, if you don't been out here living the player life for your whole adult life, and let's say like Leslie, you in your late 40s to 50s, why do you think that dude gonna be able to just overnight change? And that's not to say that it's not possible or that it's impossible, but what's likelihood that he gonna be this way all the way up until he happens to run into this magical, mystical woman who changes him on the spot. Like with Fairy Tale, are we in with Tyler Perry movie? Are we in with bad wigs? That's going to be the case. No, he's going to have to already have be doing the work, or that's just part of his character anyway. But if not, having been doing the work to not be that guy. So if you've been this Leslie your whole life, for what it seems like, um, you mean to tell me you're just going to be able to switch this off when the right dude comes along? No. No, you're not. Because as soon as that dude make you mad, this is what he gonna get. This is what he gonna get. And once again, ma'am, if it's the dude that you want, he ain't gonna put up with that. In the least, he ain't gonna put up with that. Why? Because he got options. And I know somebody be like, well, how you know he got options? If he's the dude that Leslie wants, he got options. Because I guarantee you, he ain't no busted, broke, probably ugly dude. So he gonna have options other than Leslie. So if Leslie is talking to him crazy, he gonna dip up out. But more than likely, but even before that, the dude that Leslie wants don't want Leslie. And like I said, not even just because of her looks, but her personality is off-putting, which just adds another layer to men more than likely not wanting her. And I think that's the angry part now that she displays even more so. But it sounds like even before, that's just been part of her personality, to be honest.
How about that? And he was like, you know what?
Is it?
Just keep on. Just keep on. He was like, she too old to change now. And I mean, I saw all my friends having babies and
like she said, she's too old to change. So just like, when women be like, he too old to change. He too set in his ways. So is she then, right?
shit, no. No!
So I just feel like that's pretty much the end of the video. I just feel like Leslie and women like her, they feel like that they should be able to get the men that they want because of the money, and with women on like Leslie, the fame as well. But the men who they want, now once again, not that they want to settle for, not that want them, but they don't want those men, but the men that they want, those men almost always have options. And those men also don't care about their money, because more than likely they're doing okay in life. Even if those men aren't doing on the level financially that those women are, they don't care. Because once again, they're not trying to leech off them. Whether, we join forces and we're able to do more because there's more money in the pot now to work with for us to do stuff with and to level up in whatever ways that as a couple we want to level up. So even if, like I said, let's say Leslie's making $1 million a year and there's a guy making $300,000 a year, that dude don't really care if Leslie's making $1 million a year. He would probably rather go find peace and let's say a lady making $50,000 a year. That's more attractive. That's more fit. That's probably younger, or let's say around his age even, but gives him peace than someone like Leslie who has the fame, who has the money, who has, resources, networks, so on and so forth, but he can't get peace. And I think those women, unfortunately, don't understand that the more money they make, the more educated they are. The more, and then, like I said, you throw fame in there. So now you add a whole nother layer that somebody that's highly educated and makes money might not have, but now you throw fame, which is going to put her even further from, the average woman. And now the dudes that she would be interested in, that window also gets smaller. But the dude that she would be interested in, more than likely aren't interested in her on that level. Maybe to kick it with, because she's like, she'll be cool as hell to kick it with. But as far as being romantically involved, I'm good. And I think that's probably how most men, not all men, but I think most men probably approach her that way. Because once again, there's more attractive women, in my opinion, everywhere. They may not have the money, but they're there. And once again, they don't have the attitude that comes with that. But that's my thoughts. Please let me know what you guys think, thoughts. Please like and subscribe. I'm gonna try and crank out more of these videos. I know I've been slacking, so I'm trying to get more of these videos. And please continue. Definitely appreciate your support. Have a blessed night. We out.